Welcome to the news on Magic Bricks Now, India's first property channel. I'm Amita Balchandra. Let's first take a look at the top headlines at this hour. Tenants of South and Central Mumbai's old buildings are up in arms against the Maharashtra government's plan to amend the Rent Control Act. The tenants have approached the Chief Minister in this regard and, if needed, could take to the streets in protest. In Bengaluru, seek permission from the government if you are building or redeveloping your property. This is the BBMP's way to control construction debris in the city. PMC's discount on penalty for property tax yields results. The civic body gets revenue worth 4 crore rupees in the first 3 days. And Mumbai citizens hold protests demanding the right to walk. The Andheri ward office responds positively to citizens' needs. Straight up to our top story, tenants living in South and Central Mumbai's old buildings are up in arms against the state government after the government's proposal to amend the Maharashtra Rent Control Act 1999. Associations across the board have come together to protest against this move. If the amendment goes through, tenants who used to pay a paltry 700 rupees per month could have to shell out rent as high as 70,000 rupees per month. Aishwarya Paliwal tells us what tenants are planning to do. Take a look.
Last week, Maharashtra government kicked the hornet's nest when they proposed an amendment to the Maharashtra Rent Control Act 1999. Now, if this amendment goes through, then all the tenants who have been staying in areas, in houses with carpet area of more than 847 square feet will now have to pay rent as per the existing market rates. Not just tenants, even tenanted shops measuring more than 500 square feet area will now have to pay rents as per the market rates. Close to 100 associations have come together and they have opposed this move. They are saying they have already written a letter to the Chief Minister and are waiting for a reply from the Chief Minister's office. They are saying they expect a reply in the next 3 to 4 days. If this reply does not come in the stipulated time, they are saying they'll go all out and agitate. Now, the difference in the rent that this amendment would make would be close to 200%. And the areas that would be most affected by it are South and Central Mumbai.
Alright, let's now shift our focus to Pune. Pune Municipal Corporation's discount on penalty for property tax yields results. The civic body saw a revenue of 4 crore rupees in the first 3 days. Ruchi Deshpande has the details. Take a look.
4 crore in the first 3 days. That is the amount that the Pune Municipal Corporation or the PMC has collected in terms of property tax. Now, remember that the PMC had come out with an amnesty scheme last month in December 2015, where they specified that if you pay your penalty on the property tax within the days from January 10th to February 10th, then they will offer a waiver of 75%, and if the same penalty on your property tax is paid after the 10th of Feb, then you will get a 50% discount on that. Now, this move by the PMC in order to make sure that there is tax compliance in terms of property tax is expected to benefit about 2.72 lakh residents, which is also the amount of people that are expected to pay property tax to the PMC this year. If you look at 100% recovery by the PMC in these terms, then the civic body is expecting a revenue of about 1,115 crore rupees. Remember that it is also expecting 350 crore rupees to be generated from this overall collection of property tax. Now, the reason why PMC went ahead and took this step is because due to the abolishing of the lower body tax, the PMC has been running low on revenue, and it needs these funds especially for Pune's developing infrastructure. Now, remember that 350 crore is the amount that is expected from all of this, and it is only applicable on properties with a capital value of 25,000 rupees and nor less than that.
Alright, moving on to Bengaluru now. If you're a homeowner in Bengaluru and are planning to renovate or demolish your building, you will soon have to shell out more moolah for doing so. Homeowners now are required to notify the BBMP or Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara and seek permission before you go ahead with construction as part of its proposed construction and demolition debris policy. Now, how is this going to impact you as a homeowner? Aishwarya Palwal joins us with more details. Aishwarya, tell us, before we get to the homeowner here, tell us what guidelines has BBMP come up with?
That's right, homeowners in Bengaluru will now have to shell out extra moolah if they want to renovate or demolish their homes. According to the new construction and debris policy, each homeowner will have to give an estimation to BBMP regarding the kind of debris that would be generated if they either renovate or demolish their homes. On the basis of this estimate, BBMP would now charge them a fee. This fee, of course, depends on a lot of factors like the distance, the weight and the material of the debris. Sources at BBMP also tell us that these debris would be disposed of in eight unused quarries, and all these quarries are away from the city. Sources at BBMP also tell us that they have already met CRIDAI and other builder associations to put this policy into effect, and they say that this policy would be made into effect in the next 15 to 20 days.
All right, Aishwarya, also give us some perspective on how this move is going to impact the homeowner.
Right, Amita. On one hand, it's a very positive move, as homeowners will now be able to get rid of all the debris that is being generated. This was not done before. Also, the city of Bengaluru right now is facing a garbage crisis. So if all this is done, it will lead to waste segregation and cleaner neighborhoods. So this would surely be a very welcome change for the city of Bengaluru.
A welcome change indeed. Thank you so much for those details, Aishwarya. Now, on that note, we're joined in by Anu Govind, who is a member of Whitefield Rising. Thank you so much for joining us here on Magic Bricks. Now, Anu, first question to you. Aishwarya was just explaining the guidelines as the civic body has set out there. Tell us, do you think it is a good move, especially as a resident of Whitefield? Now, Whitefield accounts to the maximum amount of construction work in Bengaluru. What do you think? Is it a good move?
Yes, I think it's a good move. Construction waste is one of the important waste that is being found on street corners because the amount of construction that's happening here. So if there is a proper way of disposing construction waste, a clean, transparent way, then residents can avail this facility, and the city will definitely contribute to it being much more cleaner.
All right. Now, removing debris is one thing, but the bigger problem here really is dumping this waste, isn't it?
Yes.
So, yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I think what should happen is I'm told that a lot of this construction waste can also be reused to make things like paver blocks and sand and things like that. So maybe they should actually have a kind of a unit where the amount of material that can be retrieved and recycled should be done, and whatever cannot be done can be further sent away to a quarry, things like that, which cannot be used. So we should try and make some things with it, and the rest can be sent to quarries after that, what cannot be really used.
All right. We also spoke to BBMP about the kind of fee that they would be charging. They haven't given us a perspective on that. But do you think citizens would, favor this move, considering that they have to pay some amount of fee here as well?
I think if the process is very transparent in terms of how the fee is charged, and it is all very clearly documented, and the contractors who will do the pickup are all properly checked and sure that they will do it the right way, I think citizens will be willing to pay for it, because anyway we have an issue of disposing of the material, and now as more and more citizens become aware and conscious of it, they will be willing to pay for that, provided it's done in a transparent and a standard system of payment, as well as the contractors dispose it off in the right way and properly they do it.
Okay, Anu, also, what do you think are the challenges with these guidelines? If you could just give us a checklist of what the civic body has to do here on, it would be really helpful.
I think one is when they are sort of deciding on the contractors who will be, doing this work, they should make sure that they do the job properly and efficiently. Secondly, the entire process should be documented and publicized well, let's say on their website, where clear guidelines are given for what it is, where the query is going, what is the kind of cost that needs to be paid and things like that. And third, I think the awareness that needs to be communicated to citizens that there is this facility, and a proper enforcement where it does not happen. Others should be penalized for it, because so that it's equal. Otherwise, somebody who does it, and whereas somebody else might just come and dump it, in a neighboring empty site or on the roadside. So the enforcement should also be a part of the whole system.
All right, Anu, thank you so much for joining us here on Magic Bricks. Now, in Mumbai, citizens are demanding the right to walk. Residents Association in Andheri took a protest to their ward office, and the civic body has responded positively. Disha Shah brings us this story of citizen activism. Take a look.
Pavements with gaping holes, overrun by hawkers, garbage piled on footpaths, common everyday obstacles for a pedestrian. And why should they complain? But residents of Andheri East had enough.
If a normal person like me can't walk on these footpaths, how do you expect the older people, the disabled people, or little children to get over these footpaths?
I don't know what administration is actually doing. They are hearing us, but they are not implementing or doing their work properly. I just need to say that if the administrations do their work properly, we can have a good footpath and we can walk properly. Here our administration has forced us to walk on the road. And if we are walking on the road, who is responsible? If something happens, who is responsible? Are we responsible as a citizen, or is the administration a failure?
The citizens formed a group and conducted walkability audits. The purpose to highlight pedestrian problems on a streetwise basis. What they found included poor quality footpaths encroached by hawkers or shop extensions, garbage bins on footpaths, unmarked crosswalks at busy intersections, etc. Armed with this data, they then approached the local ward officer.
यहाँ के जो BMC वार्ड है, इसको हम हर साल उसको अप्रोच करते हैं कि इस बार ठीक करो बोल के, लेकिन कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता उनको.
And their efforts have been fruitful.
BMC decided to give a walking-friendly environment to the citizens. That is the basic need of the hour. So owing to which, on a priority basis, they are planning to redevelop the Andheri-Kurla road, which needs immediate attention. Which the work also involves widening of the roads, widening of the extra spaces, or removing the extra spaces. For example, the footpaths which currently is covered by the illegal hawkers. Secondly, they are also planning to make roads at an even level, so that during monsoons there are no problems for the citizens to walk. That will also cover the potholes. So when we spoke to civic officials, they say that the works will start sometime next week, and the investment that will go into to redevelop the whole project will be close to 2,000 crore rupees.
After working on Andheri-Kurla Road, the BMC plans to redevelop areas like MIDC Central Road and Sahar Road by the end of February 2016. Disha Shah, Magic Bricks Now.
Meanwhile, the February deadline for the MADA Konkan lottery is inching closer, and as always, the public housing body has already received more applications than the flats to be allotted. Remember, we told you before that the civic body has a little more than 4,000 flats to allot this year, and if you compare the statistics from day 1 till today, the registrations are up from more than 21,000 to about 38,000. Similarly, the applications have increased to a whopping 18,000 from a mere 4,000. MADA has most of these flats in Virar and Mira Road in the western Mumbai, followed by Thane. The flat size ranges from 380 square feet to 680 square feet, and these flats are priced from 4 lakh to 40 lakh rupees. Let's also take a look at what else is making headlines in the property market. Markets regulator SEBI asks 2 companies to refund investors' money. Also in the news, Godrej Properties enters the Thane market with a new project, and the Maharashtra government plans to ease labour norms to improve ease of doing business. Here's a look at these stories in brief.
Market regulator SEBI has ordered Seba Real Estate and Max B Green Provision to refund investors' money. The two companies had illegally raised over 26 crore rupees from investors by issuing preference shares. SEBI has asked both the firms and their directors to refund the money along with an interest of 15% per annum. The regulator has also barred the companies and their directors from the capital markets for 4 years. Godrej Properties is set to enter the Thane market with the new residential project off Godbandar Road. The company has entered into a development agreement with Vihang Group for a land parcel measuring approximately 15 acres. The project is likely to be over 1 million square feet in size. The Maharashtra government has relaxed contract labour norms in a bid to improve ease of doing business in the state. Industries will now be able to appoint up to 50 employees on a contract basis without getting any permissions from the Labour Commissioner. Earlier, only 20 contract employees could be hired without permissions.
Alright, let's now shift our focus to Amar Bhatia's accidental death case. Remember, we told you that Amar Bhatia, one of the directors of Mohan Group, was found dead between Ambernath and Badlapur stations on Sunday. Even as investigation continues, we now learn that Bhatia had sent a message to his uncle stating he would commit suicide. However, the police has not yet concluded that it is a suicide. Also remember, officials of the Kalyan Government Railway Police had earlier received information that Bhatia had sent SMSs to his relatives stating he was under depression and that he would end his life. Officials tell us that the post-mortem report will be out in a day or two, and on Magic Bricks Now we will give you regular updates on the story. Moving on, the Delhi Bus Rapid Transit Corridor that was launched with much fanfare in 2008 is set to be phased out soon. Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia kicked off the dismantling from Madangir in southeast Delhi, while the actual work will start from January 23rd. Built at a cost of 190 crore rupees, the corridor will be converted into a conventional road for 10.97 crore rupees. It runs from Lajpat Nagar Metro Station to Ambedkar Nagar. Moving on to a do-it-yourself trick, I'm sure we all love to cycle and quite a few of us love to collect wine glasses. What if I told you that you can make some cool fixtures for your home using the cycle tire? Design it yourselves. Akash Berry shows you how to make a tire wall clock, and as a bonus, how to make a wine glass holder. Take a look.
First, take the rim off the cycle and then using spray paint, color of your choice, paint the rim. I use red because I'm romantic at heart. Then, take an old clock और उसकी मशीन को हटा लीजिए. Now, fix this machine on the rim like this, and on the front part, take a CD and fix it. Now to decorate it further, you can again use spray paint and color the CD. To make hands of the clock, we'll use inchy tape. For two reasons, it's sturdy and secondly, it looks very cool to me. We'll cut off two such pieces to make the minute wala hand and hour wala hand. Now, on the CD which you have used, fix both the hands plus the seconds wala hand. Then now, if you're wondering, यहाँ पर if I'm trying to make a clock, numbers कहाँ पे लिखे जाएंगे? I'll give you the solution. Take an old dirty piece of plywood जो आप use नहीं कर रहे हैं and cut off a big round piece from it, bigger than the rim, ताकि rim जब इस पे fix हो, you still have place left to write down the digits. Then, to make this clock look more colorful, you can actually paint the board also. I used black color. And finally, when you're done, your cycle wall clock will look like this. I've used acrylic paint to draw the numbers. Then make a hole here. Use a thread or a thick size ribbon so that you can hang it. Wherever you want to hang it, उस जगह पर एक nail गाड़ दीजिए. And then, ओहो, मैं खुद ही कह देता हूं, awesome, आपका अच्छा वक्त आ चुका है. Last week online, I ordered a few wine glasses. I actually have a fetish for glassware. But that's my biggest problem also. अब ना मेरे किचन में ना घर में कहीं और इतनी जगह है जहां पे I store all these glasses. In fact, many of you must be having the same fetish. Glasses बहुत सारे घर में आ तो जाते हैं. But your house, either it's big or small, you must be facing this problem of where to store all those glasses. Let me check out the design first. Yay! Looks classy, no? So as I was saying, many of you must be facing the same problem. इतने सारे glasses को store कहाँ करें? So last week, I was just reading newspaper and this idea hit me कि क्यों ना glass holder बनाया जाए? DIY wine glass holder. For this, all you'll need is an old broken rake, जिससे हम घास खोदते हैं. Either it's broken या फिर आप break कर लीजिए. Then take a wine bottle cork and insert it in, and then using a J-shaped hook, nail it inside the cork. Now put a nail on the wall, then hang it on the nail, and now you can place your wine glasses on this rake. DIY wine glass holder. Simple है, also effective है.
All right, we're running out of time here on the news. However, here's a quick reminder to all our viewers. BJP spokesperson China NC had announced on the urban debate that the government wants citizens to send in their suggestions and changes that they would like to see in the Maharashtra regulator. So if you or anyone you know wants to make any suggestion, then do send in your questions and suggestions to feedback@mbnow.in, and we promise to send it across to the government.
It is India's landmark regulation, and the government wants suggestions.
If there are any written appeals that come through you, Faye, from your viewers, from people who are part of the housing fraternity, so I would request you, please do use me as a tool to reach out to make your voice heard.
Magic Bricks Now, the voice of Indian real estate.
All right, that brings us to the end of this show. But remember, if you have any feedback or suggestions for us, write to us on the email IDs flashing on your screens. We're also on Twitter and Facebook. Feel free to tweet to us or post your query on our Facebook page. Also, check out our website www.mbnow.in. The IDs are all on your screens, and we would love to hear from you. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of news on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you for watching.